really good night for Kyle Kuzma, and a really good night for the Wizards. Really bad night for the Kings, and a really good time for us because it is time for the handoff. Kenny Caraway in the building in the fresh White Sox hat with that 2005 World Series patch on the side. Very dope.
Got bad news. Remember that side I told you there was the patches.
Yeah.
Like most of them are jersey patches. So I need to find.
Oh, so they're like
patches.
big.
Yeah, they're like 5 inches tall.
Oh, that's too much.
Might do it anyway. Though. Start my own style.
Just all patch.
Yeah, like this much of the hat.
All right.
Would you rather here? I'll give you an option here, Kenny.
Okay.
We played your video earlier of you reenacting the famous scene from Saved by the Bell.
Shout out Jesse Spano.
Okay. We can talk about that in the discussion that led to about physical media with me and James. Or we can talk about the Kings game. Physical media?
Yeah, I thought that's what you mean.
Like VHS,
beta,
DVD,
going to
CDs
the video store
versus streaming media.
What'd you guys come up with?
No, we're just talking VHS tapes, things of that nature.
Okay.
No, there's nothing crazy. Like nothing. Just reliving, the golden age of when you had to plug a tape into a VCR.
See, I've answered your question. I'd rather talk about that than
whatever the hell happened in Washington last night. Are you? Crazy. So you were a Saved by the Bell millennial then?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're 6 years older than me.
I think so. I'm 40. I'm a man. I'm 40.
So 6, 7 years older. So you didn't do the SpongeBob thing?
No, not
you
really.
You outgrew SpongeBob a little bit.
Not as a kid. I watched SpongeBob a lot more as like in my late 20s and early 30s, and even today.
Because you have kids.
Hilarious. My wife, she knows like all the episodes front to back.
Of course,
she knows them and all this other stuff. I see him sparingly. And every time I watch them, like they're hilarious. SpongeBob is hilarious.
I quote SpongeBob all the time.
Yeah,
but it's because I have kids.
Yes,
and my boys would watch SpongeBob. That and Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb.
I missed Phineas and Ferb.
I know that was big, but I wasn't Phineas and Ferb guy. There are people who will tell you. One being Kyrie Irving, who will tell.
Finish this quick.
He's not the only one. They'll be like, yo, SpongeBob. Like I remember because Kyrie had the Kyrie 3s and they had a SpongeBob series. He had yellow SpongeBob colorway, the pink Patrick joints, the bikini bottom joints, the Squidward joints or whatever. So they asked him about it. He's like, yeah, I just really like the cartoon. He said, but if we're being honest, SpongeBob does have some like life lesson stuff in there. If you're like really watching and paying attention.
Of course, Kyrie says this.
Well, look, then there was a bunch of other people who I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're normal or not, but they were like, no, he's right. Like if you really watch SpongeBob, there's some things that you can learn watching SpongeBob in those episodes. I haven't found them, but Kyrie's not the only one that feels that way about SpongeBob.
Yeah, what was your cartoon growing up then?
What was my cartoon growing up? I mean, obviously the Looney Tunes and stuff like that. But I love the Nicktoons, Rugrats, Doug.
No, I was a big Rugrats and Doug guy.
Ren and Stimpy was kind of crazy. And then like going back and seeing clips about Ren and Stimpy was wild.
That's a tough show.
That was wild. I saw some clips like, yo, this was on Nickelodeon. This was on Snick. They doing some crazy stuff on Ren and Stimpy. So
Stimpy, you idiot.
Were you a Ren and Stimpy guy, James?
No. I love the Animaniacs. And
cool. Great show.
I like Tiny Toons.
And I have my Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain with my dudes.
Well, what's the thing going on right now about X-Men? Right now, like that was on my Twitter heavy.
I don't know.
The X-Men, the 97 joint that used to come on Fox on Saturday mornings. Like it was trending for whatever. I don't know why.
Maybe they're bringing it back. Yeah.
But even LeBron commented on it like, yo, where can I find X-Men 97?
I wonder if because I know it was on a streaming service. Did they take it off a streaming service or something?
Maybe.
I have no idea.
I saw it yesterday though. Yesterday they were buzzing about it.
That's the thing I wish I'd been more into growing up was superhero stuff.
Yeah.
This wasn't really my bag.
Yeah. I wasn't either.
It was like sports, Rugrats, SpongeBob.
See,
A little
Teenage
Rocket
Mutant-
Power, a little bit of Rocket Power.
Rocket Power was a good show. That was
Yeah.
a good show.
when I was young, it was like Smurfs were on like nonstop.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Like just a different. Yeah.
Yeah.
That He-Man,
Shout out
G.I.
He-Man.
Joe.
Shout out He-Man. I was a little bit like I was a little kid when I was watching that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really remember it.
Well, that and the WWF, like the Junkyard Dog, and
Absolutely.
yeah. So all
I
that.
remember.
Oh, Fat Albert.
See, once again, I was a kid.
Yeah,
I was
it
like
was-
3 or 4, maybe.
I remember like
remember
reruns of Fat Albert, but
you guys remember Pro Stars? I don't
no.
know about Pro Stars. You remember that, James? What you know about Pro Stars?
No, I don't think so.
Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson's cartoon.
No.
Sounds incredible.
Yeah. They had their own.
I need to go
cartoon.
find this immediately.
Oh, and
It
I watched
came
it.
on right after Kid and Play's cartoon.
I watched a ton of Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I
And-
loved, dude. It was a treat when Scooby-Doo came
And
on.
my boys have watched all the Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I loved
Very
that
show.
show.
I loved Rocky and Bullwinkle for a
Oh,
That was my jam growing up,
Yep.
for sure.
Let me pull a rabbit out of this hit.
That's pretty good.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Kenny's voice acting game, very underrated.
It's just one voice and different variations, different tones, different pitches. That's all.
It's just all you do a great Doc Rivers, and then I feel like all your
I appreciate that, Kyle. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I feel like all your impressions are Doc Rivers doing those impressions. We have 30 seconds. Did you want to say anything about the Kings game?
I mean, I'll say it all on the show. There's not a
I can't wait.
There's not a lot. I'm not going to go crazy. This team is confusing. I don't
They
I
are.
don't
who we thought
know.
they were.
I don't
There
know
it is.
anybody. I'll tell you right now. Anybody that tells you they know how this is going to end is wrong. I feel like they're going to make the playoffs, but you're like, oh, this proves that they're not going to make it. Or I still think,
Sure.
like you think you know, but you really don't know. Jim
That's
Mora.
it. D'Lo and Casey next on ESPN 1320. See you next week.